with the Stars, making their big swing, quote unquote, which I don't like it. I know you really don't like it.
Yeah, I kind of hate it, to be honest with you. I've been talking about this in the Slack chat actually for the last couple of weeks. I've been putting Dallas as my number one in the power rankings pretty much since the start of the year. I just think they're the best team.
Yep.
And now they were kind of given what happened to Vegas with Mark Stone. They basically got that same situation with Tyler Seguin, to where he has to undergo hip surgery. He's going to miss the rest of the regular season. I don't know if he's coming back for the playoffs or not, to be determined. Either way, Seguin makes a fuck ton of money. So we're talking about a sizable chunk of LTIR money that Dallas could use to play with. If I'm a team in the West, the thing I don't want the Stars to do is get two capable defensemen, because like just going back to the playoffs last year, man, like I really think Vegas beats them in the first round if that trade doesn't happen with Chris Tanev.
Nope.
You just can't put a price tag on some of these defensemen that are just shut down guys. And Tanev was that for them last year. Then they lost him in free agency, which was understandable because the contract the Leafs handed out. He's like, what? They gave him like a 6 or 7 year deal.
6 or 7, yeah.
And he's already old as dirt. I mean, that's
like 33, yeah.
I think he's older than that, isn't he?
Or he might actually be closer to 35. Yeah, he might be pushing that.
They gave him a deal into his 40s, which I get why the Stars weren't going to do that. Understandable.
Yep.
But then they turned around and they signed Matt Dumba and they signed Ilya Lyubushkin and this Niels Lundqvist. He stinks. I mean, regardless if he was healthy or not, he can't defend a lick.
Nope.
If you're a team in the West, the one thing you don't want the Stars to do is get two guys that can play D. And the answer to their solution is Cody Ceci, he's unplayable. Did anybody watch him with the Oilers in the playoffs last year?
They played against each other. I don't know how that.
He's unplayable. Even if you look at his player card, we do like those player cards from JFresh. I mean, he's like the 8th percentile. I mean, he's bad. Like, he's really, really bad. Like, how is this your answer on D? And especially with Heiskanen's now hurt too, which, good God, he covers up so many sins for them. I mean, if you really watch Dallas, Heiskanen's unbelievable. He's not putting up the point totals, but holy fuck, I mean, he skates to half the game. I mean, there's nights he's skating 30 minutes a night sometimes. So with Heiskanen hurt, and Thomas Harley's very good. Don't get me wrong. He's unplayable.
Unbelievable.
Like, he's truly unplayable. How is this your answer?
Oh, it's just sad to see. It's really
I just don't understand. Your one need in Dallas, I gotta get some defensemen. Matt Dumba's not it. He's bad. Now Lundqvist is hurt. He wasn't even playable.
Yep.
Ilya Lyubushkin, you're asking him to skate top pair minutes, which
good luck with that.
He's fine, I guess, but he shouldn't be anything more than a third pair guy.
Yep. Ceci should be an AHL guy. Like, what are we doing?
How are you giving up a first round pick and getting Ceci as like one of your main pieces? How bad?
I thought they were smart front office, and obviously we haven't even touched on Granlund.
They're good at drafting.
They're great.
If you really think about it, they've hit on their picks. But in terms of the other stuff they've done, they haven't really. I mean, Matt Duchene was a bargain buy.
It was in their laps too.
But nothing they've done in terms of trades or free agency has really helped them.
No. That's their undoing for now. But, I mean, we haven't even talked about Granlund, who we saw in Pittsburgh. He just got caved in. The guy can't play defense.
That's the biggest problem with Granlund. I mean, you said it, we saw it in Pittsburgh when it was Crosby, Malkin, and Granlund. They asked him to be the third line center. He can't play D good enough to be your third line center. No. Now in San Jose, by the way, if you pull up his player card, his metrics are awful too.
Yeah, I'll find that too.
But I mean, he can put up points. He's talented offensively. Don't get me wrong. But it's going to be the same situation where it's Hintz and I guess who they're going to ask to play second. Maybe it's Maverick Borg. I don't know who they're going to ask to play second line center. He's been pretty good. But you're basically asking him to take the Sagan spot. He can't play D. Like he's not very fast. His defense has always been a problem, and they don't need his offense. Wyatt Johnston, Robertson, Hintz, Duchesne, Jamie Benn. I mean, that's been like your power play mix, and Stankoven's now getting in there. Like, you don't need his offense. What you needed were two defensemen who could defend their ass off, and they've accomplished neither of those things.
I think it's like you said. I think Carolina overall is the Cup favorite, but I mean, when you look at the West, I think who else besides like Vegas is the most well positioned to go and make a run?
I'm not going to sleep on Edmonton. I mean, McDavid.
Their goaltending situation is not perfect either. That's
no, it's not. But McDavid and Draisaitl are so goddamn good.
Yeah. Especially when the playoffs are on.
Oh my God. Like I watch them as much as I can. They've been skating together more, it seems like, this season. And they'll throw like Corey Perry up there with them, and they'll just try a bunch of different guys, and they'll have McDavid and Draisaitl on the same line. They're unstoppable. Like they're so scary. Goddamn good. So
it's scary.
I can't count out Edmonton. But if I'm a Stars fan, I'm pissed. Like how, especially the way they draft. They've nailed all their picks. That's like the one team I don't want to trade my picks because I've been nailing all of them.
Everyone. You can't find a miss.
They hit on all of them.
It's crazy.
So I'm going to give up my pick for Granlund and Ceci? And by the way, it still doesn't solve their problem. I still need 2D.
I don't even know who those 2D are anymore. When you look around the league, maybe you find a guy in Nashville.
Who on their defense core do you trust? And by the way, if this Heiskanen injury is bad, they're fucked.
They're in trouble.
Who on their D do you trust?
Other than Harley, I can't really give you an answer.
That's the problem.
I don't really know.
That's the problem. Yeah, I mean, they need defensemen. And by the way, even in the playoffs, they were skating with 5D because they were playing Lundqvist 5 minutes a night. And that was with Tanev. So good luck.
Yeah, they have their work cut out for them, and they just wasted all their great assets.
By the way, great job by Mike Greer, who basically got Granlund for free. He was part of the Erik Karlsson trade as a throw-in that Pittsburgh didn't want anymore, and he turned him into another first-round pick. So I think I'm willing to put Mike Greer ahead of Kyle Davidson in my GM power rankings.
I think he might be turning a corner, but I think we need to see a little more out of him. But
yes. But even the Blackwood trade wasn't bad either. Get a second-round pick. Kovalenko is okay, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe San Jose's finally
getting somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't know. For Dallas, I just can't imagine they could have turned that first-round pick into something better than Granlund. Granlund's at least playable. Ceci's not playable.
He's not playable. There's years of evidence for this. I don't know what
he was helping San Jose tank. I mean, don't get me. He was helping them lose games
just by him playing his game. It just happened.
He's
a loser. He's a mess.